If you take a map of human disappearances or missing persons and a map of Sasquatch sightings and a map of the known cave systems in the United States, and you sort of cluster those maps together, you'll find hotspots of these areas that largely overlap each other, densely overlap each other. It's widely believed that Sasquatch would treat humans as a food source the same way that a grizzly bear would, or even a polar bear. Polar bears don't discriminate against any protein source. If you're meat, you're food. Polar bear will eat your grandmother. They absolutely do not care. So, yeah, I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility at all to say that Sasquatch would consider humans a food source. Now, obviously, that's not all Sasquatch. I've run into many black bears that would just take off running. Even some grizzly bears that just aren't interested in humans for whatever reason, but you never know which one you're dealing with, what creature you're dealing with. Is it genes? Is it more likely adaptation and environment? I think I think we can all agree that the lesser food source available, the more aggressive the creature is, no matter what they are. And honestly, you could count humans in that equation as well. I mean, in a time where there's no viable protein source, humans will eat each other, and they've proven that. I mean, there's tons of cannibalistic tribes and families and different things in history. So yeah, humans will eat each other. Will eat human flesh, and I believe Sasquatch absolutely would not only eat human flesh, but most likely eat other Sasquatch and bear and anything else, given the need for a food source. So if you're coming across a Sasquatch and he's not eating you, count your blessings and understand that most likely it's because he has a viable food source. Whether, maybe he's in an area that is, overran with wild boar, or they have a heavy deer population, or whatever the case may be. Maybe it's a well-stocked river with fish, but either way, he's not hungry. And he's going to look at you, and he's not going to consider you to be an easy meal. You're a meal that he may have to work for. Now, maybe that's not true. Maybe differently, that if a Sasquatch jumped on you and started eating you, you would do absolutely nothing to defend yourself. Maybe that's the case. But he doesn't know that. I think he's looking at you thinking, well, this is a pretty large bipedal creature. It's going to be harder to take this guy down. I don't think he's going to go fight a grizzly bear if he doesn't have to. And I don't think he's going to fight you if he doesn't have to. I think, where they can ambush, a deer or something and get an easier food source, that's the route they're going to take. I would much rather fish than hunt deer. It's just an easier thing to do. Less calorie expenditure, the whole deal, and less chance of injury. So that's just my take on it. That's it. So yes, humans are most likely a food source for the Sasquatch.